So the Olympic champions, the far side of the court, as we look down. The world number ones, Ma晉and Wang Xiaoli, nearest to us in the all-blue kit.
Service over.
This, the 7th consecutive all-China women's doubles final. 10th time in total that's happened, all Chinese women's doubles. Goes long.
Service over.
And since China played in their first ever World Championships back in 1983, only once have they failed to win the women's doubles. That was in Lausanne in 1995, when the Korean pair of Yu Yang and I-ok took the gold medal. And that is a phenomenal statistic.
Yes, and they keep coming. This is another very, very good young pair. Ma晉, Wang, they're a very, very good pair. As we were talking about yesterday, a slight change in emphasis maybe of the training of the younger Chinese ladies doubles pairs these days. These two are certainly a lot more aggressive than the recent Chinese pairs we've seen. There's a slight shift in emphasis in their training. Just becoming more aggressive. It's certainly more entertaining to watch, I have to say.
Pushed it wide. Now, Yu Yang there, who of course played in the mixed doubles final, lost out to her opponent here in the women's doubles, Ma晉and Jin Bo. She's appeared on court for the women's doubles with what appears to be heavy strapping on both legs. No, we certainly didn't see that amount of strapping during the mixed doubles final. Cause for concern?
Yes, I would think so. I mean, I think a lot of these players will have been surprised, and coaches will have been surprised by the conditions this week, because it's been particularly hot and humid. And I don't think the Asian players and teams will have been expecting that. And I just wonder, if they'd have known the conditions were going to be this hot and humid, whether China, for example, would have put so many of their players in 2 events, and Korea, maybe, possibly they might have specialised a little bit more. It's certainly been a very, very heavy schedule given the conditions for the players playing 2 events. Experienced player that have got the start here, though.
8-2.
They themselves Olympic champions, Yu Yang, Du Jing. Over the last 12 months or so, Du Jing, she's had a lot of injury problems. They've not really played consistently over the last year or so. Missed a lot of tournaments, not really found any rhythm. I think with hindsight, it was a bit of a risk for China playing them in the Uber Cup finals, and it certainly turned out to be that way. The Olympic champions actually lost the decisive point.
3-8.
2-1 down in that final, now infamous final against Korea. But Du Jing this week's looked in a lot better shape than she was in the final of the Uber Cup. She was clearly not fully recovered from her injury problems, but here she's looked a lot more mobile than I've seen her for a while.
9-3.
Yes, they've been so concerned about her long-term injuries. They've been trying out Yu Yang with other partners, as I think he mentioned, and it means that Yu Yang has actually, prior to these World Championships, had only played 3 tournaments this year, 3 individual tournaments this year, and had remained undefeated where she won the Swiss Open with Tianqing.
Service over.
Yes, after the Olympics, it was Yu Yang who was getting the
4-10.
publicity as the new Gaoling with the 2 medals, gold in the doubles and the bronze in the mixed. But I have to say, over the last year, she's been severely challenged for that title by Ma晉. Just wonder if we're seeing a shift of power. It's Ma晉that got the first title of the day in the mixed. I'm sure Yu Yang won't want to be losing 2 in a day
Service
to
over. 11-4.
a younger
interval.
opponent.
No, indeed, and just looking at the record books, the last